Alrighty, hey guys, so before we start cleaning our brushes, we're first going to open up our Sigma Spa cleaning mat, and I'm just going to suction cup that to the sink, and this is optional. You don't need this product. You can always use a mat. You can even make one. I think on Pinterest there's like other ones that you can make. Then here's our brushes. My brushes are hella dirty, so we're going to be cleaning those. And then I'm going to be using the Zote soap. It's 99 cents from Walmart, and I find it in the laundry section. And then we're going to be using some alcohol. We're using this absolutely last. We're not going to be cleaning our brushes with it. This is just to disinfect later on in the video. So before we put our brushes in the water, we want to make sure the water is lukewarm. You don't want it super hot and you don't want it super cold. You want it right in the middle. You just want to test it out, make sure you're not burning your hands. Then get the soap a little bit wet. Then grab a brush, wet the brush a little bit, and then just brush it on the soap. And then you're going to see a whole bunch of crappy, messy foundation coming out of your brush. This is my face brush, obviously, and it looks a little disgusting at first, but just remember that you're cleaning it, and this is why you need to clean your brushes all the time. At least once every week, once every 2 weeks. Let's be real, I don't do this once every 2 weeks, but at least try or just disinfect your brushes. So once you just rub it on the mat to just get everything out, you want to make sure you're really scrubbing the brush. You want to make sure you're also not putting the whole entire barrel underneath the water, otherwise it will loosen up the glue and your brush will fall apart. So this is, I'm just being really rough right now because that's just how I am with my brushes, to be honest. And I'm just really doing circular motions right on that rubbery, bumpy side and just squeezing the water out. You want to make sure that there's absolutely no soap coming out of the brush when you're doing this. And then I just lay it flat on its side, on the side of the sink. And then I'm taking another foundation brush just to show you different types of brushes. I'm not going to show you all my brushes, otherwise we'd literally be sitting here for 16 hours. But this is another foundation brush. I paint my foundation on with this brush. So this brush has the most amount of foundation on it. As you can see, this is like, it's disgusting, but that's reality. But yeah, so I'm just just cleaning off the brush and then just again doing it on that ridged part on the mat and then just wetting it and just really scrubbing it, really making sure we're getting the product out of it. This is a white brush, so you want to make sure you are getting the brush completely clean. It's not a tan brush, it's a completely white and pink brush. So you'll see in a little bit, in like a second or two, the actual true color of this brush. Now we're going to be doing another face brush. This is what I use to blend out my concealer, and we're wetting the brush, getting the soap really in there. I just turned off the water just to save water because my mom always complains how the water bill is expensive. So turned off the water, so you're welcome, Mom. But yeah, so we're just getting the brush really soapy, really getting in there, really just packing in the soap and just cleaning the brush. So then after that, we're going to be taking the brush and then just putting it on the mat and then just cleaning it out through then and then just rinsing it off. If you want, you can totally hold the soap. It gets a little slippery, but it's a little bit easier to hold the soap. You have a little bit more control. But yeah, so as you can see, the brush is getting super clean. This soap really just works wonders. You don't need any fancy brush cleaning soap, although I do use that. This is just another cheaper alternative, and this is just the quickest way I use to do my brushes. Now we're going to be taking a bronzer brush. This is what I use to contour, and I just zoomed you in a little bit more, that way you could see it. So I'm just taking it really, as you can see, I am really rough with my brushes, although I did speed this part up. And just wetting it, putting it back in the soap, and then just constantly rubbing it through the mat to make sure we're getting all that product out and all the soap out. And you want to make sure you're really, really squeezing all the water out and the soap out of the brush. Now, skipping face brushes, we're just going to go into eye brushes. I think you guys get the gist of how to clean a face brush. The same thing goes for cleaning an eye brush. So you just take it, you can clean many brushes at a time. I'm just showing you here that here's one brush. So the left side of the mat is for eye makeup, or eye brushes, and the right side of the mat is for face brushes. So I'm taking the left side of the mat, which is for the eye brushes, and because it's a little bit smaller, I mean, you really don't need a fancy mat. This was a gift from friends, so that's why I'm using it. But yeah, so you are just going to be doing the same exact process, just cleaning out the brush, rinsing the soap out, making sure there's absolutely no soap left in the brush, and really squeezing it out, and just really, really, really making sure there's no soap left in the brush, and making sure you're getting all of the product out. Then going in with another this is an eye brush, and as you can see, this one's pretty dirty because I use this one a lot. But yeah, so just making sure we're really getting the soap in there, brushing it out the soap, really getting in there and cleaning all that excess gunk out of there, and then just thoroughly getting the soap out and the water and just squeezing it and putting it off to the side. As you can see here, there's still excess soap left in, so make sure you are going back and really getting all that soap out. The water had soap in it, so that's why it wasn't working for me. So I had to drain the soap out, drain the water out, and then do it again. So here are a couple brushes I'm doing at the same time. You can also do this, it's just a little bit easier and it speeds up time. And I moved the soap to the top of the mat just because it was a little bit easier. I'm a lefty, so it's a little bit harder for me. But yeah, so we're just putting the soap in, brushing them out, cleaning them, rubbing them back and forth in the mat, squeezing them out, making sure there's absolutely no water and no soap left in the brush. It's a pretty easy process. It just takes forever depending on how many brushes you have. For me, it takes me from anywhere to 2 to 3 hours to clean all my brushes. So it definitely does take a long time, but it's definitely beneficial. And also to save less time, you can use a spot cleaner every now and then, or every time after you use your brushes. So I link one that I use down below from Morphe, and it smells pretty good too, so that's good. So after you are done cleaning your brushes, you're going to want to take some alcohol and put it on a washcloth. So you're just going to be pouring a little bit on the washcloth, and then you're going to be taking a brush and just rubbing the barrel where your hand goes. Your hand has a lot of bacteria on it and just everything. And you're just going to go over the bristles just a little bit. You don't want to do this because it does dry out the brush, but personally, I'm like a germaphobe when it comes to this stuff. Like, I'd rather just clean the whole brush and get everything super, super clean with my brushes and just making sure there's absolutely no bacteria on them. For my client brushes, I do the same exact thing. If anything, I clean them a little bit more just because I'm using them on so many different people. I do have a lot of brushes for clients, but it's just I'd rather not risk anything. So I'm just taking that, rubbing it on the barrel, and then rubbing it through the bristles as well. And you can do multiple brushes. I do use a couple brushes when I do it with my eyes because at this point I'm so tired and I just do not want to clean my brushes anymore. But yeah, so after that, we're going to be putting them back in the little caddy that I keep my brushes in. I got this one from Kohl's. I believe it was like $9. So in one of the little slots, I put all my eye brushes. The other one, I put all my foundation and concealer brushes. And then the big side, I put all my powder brushes and like contour and all that stuff in. So that's just what I use to keep all my brushes in. It's super easy. It's very easy to carry around because I film in my basement. So I can go up and down the stairs easier rather than carrying like cute little glass jars. I'd rather just throw them in there and just leave them be. And then, yeah, so now all our brushes are nice and clean and disinfected, which is great. And then in another 2 weeks, we'll have to do the same process again, or even less than that. And then just make sure you're really spot cleaning your brushes. And then overnight, I like to just lay them out like so. And I just like to let them be. Then in the morning, they're completely dry and you are good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Today I'm in the Bronx. I'm getting ready with her. My first time driving